again.
Hello. Welcome to the last video.
The last video.
Of the so-long.
Yeah.
Can you believe it?
Went
We're
quick.
already here. It
Yeah.
did. It was really a fast so-long.
It was very, very fast
Yeah.
solo. Yeah.
You might not think that in 8 weeks, but for now,
We'll see.
It's really fast.
Yeah.
So,
The last one was really fast. The last one went really, really quickly too.
Oh,
Yeah.
true. That's true. Yeah. All right. So
We're also all trapped inside, but hey, that's a story for another day.
It's a little bit more pleasant.
Well, hopefully.
Fingers crossed. We'll see. So this week, curved cabin and rainbow.
Rainbow. We're all really excited about Rainbow.
Yeah.
We feel like this is going to be like, we hope that this will be like a new, at least I hope so, like a new classic for, like, you know, I always think about the pineapple when I think about the mini-series, but I'm really hoping that people will think about the rainbow too, because I think
so.
it's a really, really, very, very cute little block.
It is very cute and a more challenging design than some of the other ones. I think we worked on that one
Yeah.
probably more than any other block.
Any other block that that's ever done
together?
before? Yes, that's
When
true
there were
actually,
more,
yeah.
Okay, wait, that didn't work. That
We had
didn't
so
work,
many
that didn't
different
work.
variations or permutations of it to try to get it to work.
A
Yeah.
number of things didn't work. But
Yeah,
this
there's
one
like
did.
this week, but yeah, you got us there. So
Yeah. Yeah, we got us there. Everybody got us there. So yeah. So
before we talk about that, though, we got really excited about the
I
rainbow.
know we did. We skipped
But-
right to it, but we're gonna talk about
we'll talk about the curved cabin
first,
first.
right?
We'll keep you in suspense for the rainbow a little bit
Yeah,
longer.
definitely.
So curved cabin, where this is another block like crisscross from last week, where you're going to have separate pieces that will then join together to make the larger block. So I'm just going to reiterate what we talked about really quickly last week. Consider cutting your template down with no seam allowance, and just having your template shape. That'll give you, I think, a nicer result, especially for this too, because this was really nice. It just comes together as a really easy 4-patch.
Right.
So you'll have that nice, really clear line. Your parts that come together, there's no seams coming together.
Yeah.
Like it's just like two bars hitting one. So this one comes together really, really nicely and easily.
Not matching seams.
No, there's nothing like that. Yeah, so that comes together really nicely. Just a note on the template, the way that it's laid out here, there's this version right here, which is kind of like a 2-inch square, so that you can make the 4-inch block. You make 4 of those to come together. Conversely, you can do, this is like a larger 4-inch block that can be used as either a block in and of itself, just its own, this kind of like really interestingly shaped angle thing, or you can make a larger block, put 4 of them together to make a larger block. That's also a possibility. And then of course the same for full page. So this block ends up like where you can make a much larger block with this, because whereas most of the blocks, everything is contained to, or it's actually all of the blocks, I think, are contained to 1 page. This one is a quadrant of the block. So you can go for a really, really large block with this one if you wanted to.
That's true. Yeah. You could.
You could.
Be a lot of pieces.
It would be a lot of pieces, a lot of really skinny ones
But
too.
let somebody make it happen, you know?
Hey,
Yeah, why not?
why not? Let's talk about some of the variations. Allison pointed out a really lovely little thing. Will you talk about that thing that you talked about with the
Sure.
circle?
I really love this version that is on the quilt that Giuseppe made for Last So Long. I think it's so lovely how circular it looks, and we were talking, we realized, okay, when you make this spot 1 the same color, the same fabric as the background, it does end up getting, it looks a lot more circular than it does like on the block, just that little tiny one change.
Just a little tiny subtle
and then
thing.
of course Carly quilting it in a circle,
helps.
also really helps.
Yeah, sure.
But that's kind of a nice thing. So if you like how this looks more circular, make that spot 1 be the background fabric. That's a really great variation. I really like that.
Yeah, I like
think
that
it's
one
so
too.
pretty.
I think it's really, really pretty.
Yeah, so that's a good one.
There's another, there's some other
You
fun.
did that with this one too.
I did. Oh yeah, look at that,
This
I did.
one, but it's a little smaller.
That's a cute little guy.
It's a really cute little guy, and so it doesn't. It's funny. Like this one looks so circular to me, even more so than this one.
Yeah.
This is a funny block. Like depending on the size you choose, it looks either more or less circular.
Yeah, it gets a little more angular, a little more curved, depending as it gets bigger.
It gets more angular.
Or angular, yeah.
But anyway.
Some fun variations that you can do. I'll switch spots with you if that's okay.
Yeah.
So this right here is 2 of those curved cabins. This is also 2 curved cabins, but the foreground and background switch for this. So you can see this is foreground down here, and this is background. So this creates kind of this really fun little clamshell, which I think is really cute. And then also over here, this is just 4 what would be background for the cover block becomes foreground. You put 4 of those together to get this kind of really fun little swoopy plus thing, which I think is kind of a cute little variation as well. This is a fun one too. I think this would look really good big. I think Allison actually has that as, I think that's an example on the actual pattern.
Yeah, the template has.
Yeah,
The template has little bits showing if you picked a foreground background difference, how different the block.
what the
appears.
block would end up looking like.
Actually,
Yeah.
that's sewn together. all
Right.
separately.
Absolutely.
So,
That's
yeah.
when the four corners or quadrants are joined together.
Right.
Right.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So
That's the curved cabin. We'll switch, get back into our spot.
our assigned spots, good. Yeah, that's our cabin. Interested to see what people make.
Yes.
And then the rainbow is our last new block for this year,
And the last block of the solo.
and the last block is so long. It's last. It has a lot of pieces.
It does.
Yeah.
But they
It's
come
so
together.
long.
They come together really efficiently
Yeah.
and quickly
Okay,
though.
good. Because
Yeah.
you're just kind of sewing.
Yeah, you're pretty much
sewing,
just
sewing.
following. Actually, do you want to? Now might be a good time to talk about the way that
Yeah,
that's
the
numbered.
template is numbered differently from all the other templates. Mainly because if I was to try to put a separate number in all those, the whole thing would be so full of numbers it would just make your
It
brain
would make your brain explode.
be crazy.
Yeah.
So please be sure to read these directions down here. It explains it, but it's pretty obvious. I think you're starting with the curve underneath the rainbow shape, and then basically working in a curved manner across it, alternating, going all the way across in a curve, doing a bigger curve all the way across. We did alternate graying and not graying the sections just to be able to keep track a little bit better. Without that, the template was a little overwhelming to look at. Definitely helped to do that. And then, yeah, this one is a little, if you need to make your background, if you're making a bigger rainbow, take note of how the background sections get drawn in and just expand that out.
And you could too. This just popped into my head now. If you wanted to, if you wanted to make a block like this, but not necessarily have this whole thing be a rainbow, you could put one piece of fabric over this whole center section right here, and then piece out these right here to make like a swoopier arch.
Oh, you could skip some of
Skip the
smaller
center ones in the middle.
ones and get bigger.
Yeah, like if you were trying to fill like the space of like a 6-inch block, so like if you're doing some kind of sampler and you wanted like a bigger
Right.
rainbow.
But you didn't want to have
You
to
didn't
do
wanna have to do
the whole
necessarily.
thing. You could start in more and work and do the larger sections.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good
Just a
idea.
thought.
Oh, that's a great thought.
I'm actually really looking forward to seeing. I really hope that people will do the really, really big version of this because I think it would be super pretty. I mean, like these are all like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody will do it. Clearly
I hope
somebody's
so.
going to do that.
Yeah.
This is the cover block. What we do want to point out with this is that it does end up being a lot bulkier, so it's a stiffer block when it's done. There's a lot of bits of paper to remove. You might want to get some tweezers.
Tweezers might help for this one.
Yeah, here's what
Those
the-
pointy
here's what the
nose
back
ones.
looks like.
I haven't taken them out yet.
A lot going on back there.
I saved them in there so you could see them.
Yeah, that was a good idea.
You're welcome.
That was so smart. So glad you thought to do that. But yeah, so it will be a little stiffer, but it's nice. I think once the paper's out, it'll
Oh yeah,
feel-
it's fine. I've
it'll
made
feel
other
just
ones that the paper's been taken out and they're fine.
Yeah, looks good. So this is the cover block. That's really nice. I love this one. Giuseppe used some velvet-y-ish type fabric on that. Can you see that? It's gonna be really nice. You're making
That's gonna be the back. So yeah, making a pillow. The back of the pillow will be velvet or velveteen.
whatever this is.
Yeah, whatever this
so
is.
you'll
Yeah.
work it into that.
And that'll get worked into the back of the pillow. Yeah.
Pretty. And then what else do you have? You have this.
This is with fabric from the basement. Kind of a
This is
crazy psychotic rainbow.
Between a very
A much
sweet,
prettier
not
rainbow.
So psychotic rainbow. So yeah, we got your yin and yang.
Yep,
situation
absolutely.
going on here. A little sunny day, a little dark night.
Little really
so,
dark night
yeah.
rainbow. Yeah.
But no, these are cute. I think there are a lot of pieces in this, so take your time. But it isn't necessarily fussy to put together. Just a lot of pieces.
No, you're just gonna. I mean, you can really clearly. I think like once you get into it, you'll really be able to very clearly. I think it's a little easier visual to follow the subsequent seam in that section than maybe like to be able to pick up where you are, right? So between using the gray and white back and forth with one another and like looking kind of at the angle that you're at, you'll be able to see the seam that you worked off of in the previous row and be like, okay, I got to go next to that guy now, and then go around and around.
Yeah, because you did these. You were doing these before we put the gray on.
Yeah, a lot of them
Yeah.
they weren't numbered yet, and they were not even great. It was just a bunch of lines, and they
So
still came together really
fine.
fast and
Okay,
easy and fine.
good.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So So that's the rainbow block.
That's the rainbow block.
And
that's all the blocks in the miniseries.
That's the block.
That's
so
the
if you've
that's the
gotten
so
to here,
long.
you're good. We're good.
You did it.
Yay! It's been great.
Yeah.
I think.
I hope.
Yeah, I hope. No, I'm sure it's been lovely. We're happy to see what you make. Hopefully by this time your patches for being a part of the sew along will be on the way to you. They'll show up in an envelope with a stamp, so we won't really know where they go once we send them out, but hopefully they'll get to you. If not, you can let us know. But give it plenty
Give
of
it
time.
time, yeah.
I think at this point we should have those out. If not, but we'll let you know in a newsletter when those get
When
mailed,
those get
so you can
sent
be
out.
watching for it. And then the submission form, if you finish the blocks and you want to submit for a finisher pin, that goes up on
November 20th at midnight in your time zone.
That's when you need to put
That's
it in the form.
that's when you have to have it. Has to be in the
And
form by then.
so we'll email in a newsletter the link to the form well ahead of time.
And as a reminder, you only need to finish the 12 blocks to get
Right.
that finisher pin. You
Yeah,
don't have to. It doesn't need to. It's not like last time. Nope. It doesn't have to be in a project.
finished project.
We'd love it if you did. We'd love
Yeah.
to see what you make with it. We really truly
Absolutely.
would. But
But we don't. It's 12 blocks this time. We don't want that pressure.
yeah, it
and,
was like a lot.
and we kind of need to finish before
Yeah, we got
December.
the
right?
holidays coming
We
up,
got
so.
things coming up, so we gotta,
But they'll be
gotta
great,
wrap this up.
like little canvases and little things that you could possibly use for Christmas presents and things
Right,
like
that's
that. Little
true,
bag
we could do that.
pouches and things
Could
like
be really
that. So
awesome.
you could
So-
definitely use those for some fun Christmas gifts for your quilty friends.
Yeah.
Give them to people who will appreciate them. Not to people who don't know what the heck is going on. That's important.
There you go. Best tip ever.
That's the most important tip of the whole sew along.
Waste your walk on people that
People who
don't know.
who don't appreciate it.
No, so this has been really fun. Thank you all so much for being a part of it. We hope it's been encouraging and a good way to connect with people, especially, and make some beautiful stuff.
Yeah.
Have some fun doing it. So we'll be back with a couple more finish up newsletters, and I think that's about it. So
Cool.
yeah, all right.
Thanks everybody.
Thanks.